Hi, I'm Hudson. I want to talk about Mirage and my experience playing him, and provide feedback and suggestions regarding his design. First, I want to say that I'm a game designer, and I've been in the games industry for over 15 years. I'm providing constructive feedback based on my personal experience. I like Mirage a lot. I like his design and the way he feels to play, but his abilities don't have good synergy together. They don't play well off of each other. And he has many small mechanics that make it difficult to fully understand how to play him. He doesn't seem to serve any definitive purpose, and he doesn't feel particularly useful. His description suggests that he's meant to close the gap on enemies, but he doesn't have anything to do once he does so other than shoot. Tornado and Traveler allow him to get close to his opponents, and Fire Scarabs and Tornado provide durability through lifesteal and bullet resistance, but he's missing a crucial piece of his toolkit, something to do once he's closed the gap, some kind of ability that acts as a crescendo to his engagement. Additionally, Mirage has a strange duality about him. His toolkit is simultaneously aimed toward close range and long range engagements, and that's weird. His abilities feel discordant. Mirage's gun looks and sounds great. It feels good to use, but it feels underwhelming compared to how cool it looks and sounds. I feel this way about many heroes, probably because the damage fall-off in the game is so severe, but this feeling of futility is pervasive with Mirage. I understand that he has Jin's mark to deal damage, but I still expect that if I'm landing shots on targets, that I should feel a significant impact, but I don't. Let's talk about Fire Scarabs. Fire Scarabs steal maximum health from enemies and reduce enemy bullet resistance. The way this ability works is weird and I don't understand it. It's unclear how it's meant to be used. I can launch multiple scarabs, but one at a time, but repeatedly, and if I launch them all, the ability goes on cooldown, but if I don't launch them all, the ability also goes on cooldown, so I should always throw all of the scarabs every time. I understand that it's meant to provide sustain for Mirage when he engages his opponents, but there's no good reason why it should have charges in the way that it does. Tornado allows Mirage to travel forward, damaging enemies and lifting them into the air, which is like a brief stun. Mirage also receives bullet evasion when he emerges from the tornado. I like Tornado. It's simple and effective. It is visually, functionally, and thematically appropriate. But there's a problem. There's no good reason to use it. Mirage doesn't have any other abilities in his toolkit that make good use of it. I always just melee immediately after it because that's the most impactful action that I can perform. The only other option is to just blast someone with your gun. But I feel like Mirage needs something more impactful to do after he's closed the gap with Tornado. Next, let's talk about Jin's mark. Jin's mark applies an increasing multiplier on Mirage's targets. When the multiplier expires or reaches its maximum, it's consumed and the target receives spirit damage and is briefly revealed on the map. It feels terrible when it's used against you because there isn't anything you can really do about it, and it doesn't feel useful when you're using it. I would rather just be impactful and useful in the moment, not sometime in the immediate future. Jin's mark also does not support any of Mirage's other abilities. Its effect is so delayed that by the time it triggers, the engagement is likely already over. Because of the way its description is worded, I thought Jin's mark stacked a multiplier that increased the damage Mirage's opponents receive from his gun. But unless I'm misunderstanding, the multiplier appears to only increase the damage inflicted when it triggers, either when it's removed or when it expires. Finally, let's talk about Traveler. Traveler allows Mirage to target an ally or visible enemy on the minimap, and then teleport to where they were when the channel started. After teleporting, Mirage gains move speed and fire rate until his next reload. I appreciate that the player is able to see what they're teleporting into. That's tremendously important. Traveler allows Mirage to quickly engage in team fights, but he needs something to do once he's there. Something more than just getting increased move speed and fire rate. Usually, a hero will use their ultimate ability when they've engaged in a team fight, but Mirage uses it to get into the team fight. So what is he meant to do once he's there? Shoot faster? Throw a tornado at someone? Also, there's an immediacy to Traveler, but Jin's mark is anything but that. Here are some changes that I would make to Mirage. Firstly, I would remove Fire Scarabs altogether. The way it's used and the fact that it has multiple charges is confusing. Next, I would make some significant changes to Jin's mark, essentially make it function more like Fire Scarab's. Jin's mark would no longer deal damage, either when it expires or when it's consumed. Instead, each stack of Jin's mark would apply increasing bullet resist reduction, and each stack would also grant regen to Mirage, which would provide sustain. I would remove the active component from Jin's mark, so it would be completely passive. Finally, I would give Mirage a new ability that would give him something to do once he's engaged opponents. This ability would immediately consume all stacks of Jin's mark on all nearby opponents, and it would deal increasing damage based on the number of stacks consumed. It would also heal Mirage based on the number of stacks consumed. This would give Mirage something impactful to do once he's closed the gap on his opponents. I believe that these changes would make Mirage easier to understand and make his toolkit more cohesive and useful. So, those are my thoughts on Mirage. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was useful to you. As always, if any mods or devs would like to discuss this feedback in greater detail, feel free to contact me directly, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.